Oh, Jesus. Okay.
How's it going, everybody? My name is John. I'm here with Patrick Hyundai, and we got a really good video for you today because this is the 2025 Hyundai IONIQ 5N. This is a 640 horsepower electric hot hatch. Absolute monster. I'm going to tell you all about it. Let's go. All right, a couple of the exterior details to go over on the IONIQ 5. All right, now this particular car is featured in Atlas White, which looks fantastic because it complements all of the silver, black, and luminous orange accents you're going to see around the car. Now that luminous orange color, that's specific to the N models, and it's going to help you differentiate it from a standard IONIQ 5. You're going to see that color going alongside the front of the grille, all around the front splitter, down the rocker blades, and all along the gigantic rear diffuser, which I'll show you in a second. You're also going to notice wider fender flares front and rear, much more aggressive rocker panels with little dive planes in the back to go along that wheel arch. And you got 21-inch wheels here. They look fantastic, and they're wrapped in Pirelli P0 tires. And they have a 4-piston front brake caliper with a 15.2-inch rotor. Absolutely massive brakes for this little car. 15.2-inch rotor is what you would have seen on Ferraris a couple years ago, and now they're featured on a Hyundai electric hatchback. Just insane, and it proves to the point just how fast this car is. Again, 640 horsepower. I'll go over that number in a second because there's a little trick to it too. All right, couple of things on the back of the car worth talking about. Number one is the roof spoiler. Now this is specific to the N models, and it even has an air channel that goes in through the roof and helps pass air underneath the spoiler and along the back window, which is pretty neat. One thing that IONIQ 5 customers really asked for was the inclusion of a rear wiper. So they put one on the N, and I'm sure you're gonna see it on the standard IONIQ 5 coming real soon. I really love the LED kind of pixelated lights you'll see on this car. All the lighting on this car is LED, but it really fits in with its kind of future cyberpunk vibes. You'll notice just how much wider too this car is than the standard IONIQ 5. You got these big fender flares and these openings in the back here to help kind of give it that mean kind of aggressive stance. And then, like I said earlier, gigantic rear diffuser. This thing is huge, sticks out about 2.5 inches from the rear bumper, and it's even got an integrated rain light like you'll see on a Formula One or I guess Formula E car too, which is pretty cool. But yeah, a lot of ground effects here, and yeah, just an overall package that really fits with its kind of sporty, extremely fast, powerful vibe of this car. Really, really cool. All right, stepping into the 5N here, a couple things to note. First off, it's a very nice interior in here. Whenever people think, oh, Hyundai's, you know, poor build quality, things like that, cheap car, think again, because this car is brand new and looks fantastic and is right up there with its competition, if not surpassing it. But you've got this awesome black leather and Alcantara interior, and you're going to notice all the performance blue stitching going along the seats, on the steering wheel, all along the dash and doors as well. Probably some of the most interesting features about this car has to do with its steering wheel. But you got an awesome perforated leather wheel here with performance blue stitching around the outside, all metal trim going around. Really great looking steering wheel. But first two buttons to note are these N buttons down at the bottom. Now these both are completely configurable. You could pretty much tell them to do whatever you want. But right now the left one is to go between your set custom N modes, which you can change in your screen right here to adjust your motor performance from Sport mode, Sport Plus, your steering reactivity, suspension dampening, your electronic limited slip differential, which is really unique, and the traction control, and a couple of the exhaust sounds as well. And then the right one will switch between your standard gauge mode and your performance modes. One of the cool things with the performance modes is the inclusion of N active sound. So you can actually have a couple of different kind of soundtracks to fill in for the electric kind of silence that you get in a performance car. So one of the unique things is that being an electric car, you can actually still rev it. So here, take a listen. Crazy. But those sounds are actually from the Elantra N, which is pretty cool, kind of tying in with the rest of the N family. And there's 8 speakers inside the car and 2 in the outside to give you that active noise. You can even hear it from out there too. And then your top 2 buttons here. So your drive mode button on your top left, that is going to switch you between eco, normal, and sport mode. and then your NGB button. Now, NGB stands for N Grin Boost. Grin, literally like you're smiling, and boost. This is how you're going to change from your standard 600 horsepower that you're going to get every day, only 600 horsepower, and it's for 10 seconds. It's going to give you an overboost function to give you that full 641 brake horsepower. Just absolutely nuts that a little hot hatch has 640 horsepower. And then, yeah, with this screen here, all your normal maps, navigation, music, all that stuff. But yeah, really the cool thing about here is the N modes. Again, being able to switch between everything. These are all configurable. You can move all these icons wherever you want. You got G-force meters, all that fun stuff in here to play around with. All your performance options. You've also got launch control in here as well. Your E-shifting, which are on the back of the paddles here. You can actually mimic the feel of an 8-speed dual clutch transmission in this car. So if you miss the kind of torque fills that you get when you're changing gears, you can actually still do that even in an electric car. Really, really cool, very innovative technology from Hyundai. The active sound, again, like I mentioned, has a couple different modes in it. Your ignition, which is kind of your standard, and then your evolution mode, that is going to be for kind of a futuristic kind of sound. Let's make sure I'm in sport here. And then supersonic mode, which the guys at the dealership really like, kind of make you feel like you're in a spaceship from the future. It says it's actually inspired by fighter jets. Here, take a listen. Crazy. And then another cool thing here is your N battery preconditioning. So you can actually tell the car what kind of performance driving you're doing. So if you're going to the drag strip, you can have short-term driving using maximum output. That's going to change how the battery cools itself. And then the track driving, it's going to be a little bit more continuous cooling throughout the day to make sure that the car stays at optimum performance temperatures. You've also got your N pedal here. That is going to be your different levels of regenerative braking. You can also do that with your paddles here as well. Kind of mimic, again, kind of downshifting in a regular car using kind of pseudo engine braking. Your drift optimizer, this will actually work with the traction control to actually help you improve your drift skills, and it'll actually let you kind of set a limit to how far you're going to be driving. Something you'd see on a lot of really, really expensive high performance cars. And then your N race mode, this is typically just for track use, but it's just kind of all out performance for not worrying about range or anything like that, just kind of going for it right away. And then you can even split the torque in this car, which is really cool. Being an electric car, it's got a front motor, back motor. You can actually choose where it's sending all that power and kind of use this little slider to activate where it goes. But yeah, really cool, innovative features that you're going to see on here. Of course, I'm just sitting in the parking lot, so it's not going to do anything right now. But let's get it out on the road and let's see how it goes. All right, now driving the N. First thing to note is that this is a really nice place to sit. I don't know who molded my body like while I was sleeping to make these seats, but these are some of the most comfortable performance bucket seats I've ever sat in. They're fantastic. And especially with the Alcantara and everything, makes it feel nice and plush. Really, really super nice. One thing to note is that, yes, this car is expensive. It's $68,000 list price, but I drive a lot of cars for the dealership, and I'm having trouble finding things that it's missing that other $68,000 cars have. You've got Bluetooth, wireless charging, Apple CarPlay, all the infotainment systems you could ever think about, USB-C ports all over the place, surround view cameras. You've got performance options I've never even seen on any other car, and all the safety features that you could ever think of. So yeah, comparing this to features found on a BMW or a Genesis, this thing's got all that too in a little Hyundai package. So yeah, Hyundai's come a very long way, and yeah, I'm surprised to see where they go in the future, because this definitely feels like a massive step forward for the brand. So yeah, really excited. Alrighty, and to answer everyone's first question when they hear about the IONIQ 5N, is it fast? Let's see, 3, 2, 1. Yes, it's very fast. I think I just shattered every bone in my neck, slamming into the seat, and I think my backpack in the back just vaporized against the back window. So, yeah, this car is very fast. If you want to scare the you-know-what out of your friends, just buy one of these and put them in the passenger seat and make them pay for a detail later. Yeah, Yeah, it's fast. And like I mentioned before, the brakes on this car are huge, but you'll find a hard time actually having to use them because whenever you're coming up to a stop, you can pull on the left pedal here to act as a kind of eye brake and use regenerative braking, and it'll just slow you right down to a stop pretty smoothly, like it's no problem at all. One cool thing here also is that this car actually has a stop sign detector, so it's telling me the speed limit, and they have a stop sign coming up too. So cool little things the cameras can do to help you along your drive. And I'll be the first to admit I'm not the biggest EV fan, but this is by far the most fun one I've driven. Yeah, Tesla may be slightly faster and have a couple of other kind of features and things and have the notoriety, but this thing is, in my opinion, a lot more fun. You've got all these kind of toys to play with while you're driving with the regenerative braking. You got paddle shifters, you got your end grin button, all that kind of stuff, all your different modes. You got exhaust sound, just a bunch of cool things that kind of help you forget that you know, you're in a standard electric car, and kind of give you that feel of a gas-powered car, which I hope will kind of ease people into the transition when it comes time for electric cars to go on their wayside. I think their kind of middle ground is pretty important. All right, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments about the IONIQ 5N, and we'll see you in the next video. Stay tuned for more.